Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing on this beautiful Monday? I am here for our morning devotional. Today is February the 6th, 2023. Oh my Lord. This year is flying by already. Whew, this sister did not want to get up this morning, but I'm trying to stay committed. I'm continue reading our devotional strength for each day. I am here to give you your morning strength. And the title of today's devotional is Simple Obedience. Simple. And I'm going to read that out of my Bible study. It says, "Now then, my children, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways." It said, "Blessed are those who keep my ways." There are ways of God that we have to keep. There are instructions that we have to keep in order to be his children, to be his chosen. He said, "My sheep know my voice, and they ain't gonna follow nobody else's." Many of us are following all kind of voices, but it's not the right voice. You may say, "Well, Yolanda, how do you know it's not the right voice?" Your fruit, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, the way you treat others. Your fruit. That's how I can tell what voice you're listening to, what voice you're following, what voice you're illustrating, what characteristics you're carrying out. Your fruit. Okay, and that was Proverbs 8 and 32, if I didn't say that. We're going to get into the body. I'm getting on out the way. We could avoid many problems in our lives if we would simply obey God. We may be guilty of blaming people or circumstances for trials and tribulations that are actually rooted in our own disobedience. Can I read that again? I'm going to read it anyway because I think somebody need to hear this. Certainly, hold on, because I don't want... We may be guilty of blaming people or circumstances for the trials and tribulations that are actually rooted in our own obedience. How many times have God told us, don't go there, and we did it anyway? Don't do that, and we did it anyway. Don't call back, you did it anyway. Don't go to their house this late, we did it anyway. There's consequences when you disobey God, period. Just like your natural parents. When we disobey, our natural, there was consequences. I know it was in my household, so maybe I just better speak for mine. Certainly, everyone experiences difficult in life. We all going to suffer, go through some type of difficulties in life. Nobody's going to skate through here. Jesus did. So what make you think that you're going to skate through here? People who are very obedient to God. Oh, hold on. Certainly, everyone experiences difficulties in life. Even people who are very obedient to God. God is saying, he said he have no respect of person. So even if you obey him, you're going to have trouble. You're going to have trials. You're going to have tribulations in this life. It's just better to be obedient. You're better off being obedient. If pursuing a greater lifestyle of obedience will prevent some of our problems. If we would just learn to obey him. A lot of things that we have gone through, it's because of our own disobedience. It's because we following the flesh. We fulfilling the lust of the flesh. We giving the flesh what it wants. And God is saying, don't do that. Why? Because he knows the future. You know, we're going to go through a lot of bumps and bruises and aches and pains that we didn't have to go through if we had to just yield, stop, and obey. But because we didn't, we got scars that we didn't have to have. We have an emotional trauma that we didn't have to have. Heartbreaks, heartaches that we didn't have to go through. But because of our disobedience, because we wanted who we thought we needed, and you're going through. We got to be careful when we're chasing, when we yielding to the flesh. This flesh, the Bible said there's no good thing in this flesh. Your flesh, my flesh, they flesh, our flesh. He said there's no good thing in that. So when you know you falling off the lust of your flesh, you know you're going to end up in some kind of mess. Okay. If pursuing a greater lifestyle of obedience will prevent some of our problems, why will we not be wise enough to do so? If we know just obeying God, it's going to be less trouble, less anxiety. Why wouldn't we want to just obey? Because we in this earthly suit. And we have our own earthly desires. I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. I don't want to do this. I want to do it that way. I don't want what's for me. I want what's yours. That entitlement attitude. Some of us feel entitled. We should seek to obey God primarily because we love and honor him, not merely to avoid trouble. No, he said don't do it. Don't do it just to avoid trouble. Trouble is just a part of your breathing. Trouble is just a part of your waking up. Honey, you're going to go through. But I think we can enjoy a double benefit by letting his word guide us in all our actions. You're better off is what it's saying. Let's follow Mary's advice to the servants at the wedding of Cana. Whatever he says to do, do it. And that's John 2:5. You'll be better off. You'll be better off. And here's the prayer. And I'm done. Father, I am sorry for any disobedience in my life. For I repent for it, and I receive your forgiveness. I ask that you help me and grant me the wisdom to properly obey all that you want me to do. In Jesus' name, amen. God wants us to just be obedient. There's no other way. There's many ways, different directions, back roads, detours that I could take to get to my job, that you can take to get to yours. But there's only one way to heaven. There's only one way to heaven. Simple obedience. That's all he wants us to do. If he says, cut them off, cut them off. If he says, let them go, let them go. If he says, forgive, forgive. There's no other way. You can't do it no other way. This is not Burger King. You can't have it your way. And he's not going to compromise. He's not going to substitute. You know, sometimes we say, when you're getting breakfast instead of bacon, can I get sausage? There's no substitution. You have to do it his way. For it is already written. It has already been established. It has already been spoken. If you want to live the life that he has for you, you have to do it his way. There's no other way. And sometimes we feel like we can just, sneak our way in, sneak our way through. No, because when you stand before him, he's going to say, what did you do? What didn't you do? Ain't no sense of calling my name, because that ain't going to help you. Ain't no sense of bringing up my faults and my mistakes and my shortcomings. That's not going to help you. He going to say, did you forgive? Don't start trying to tell him about your detour, because he going to say, depart from me. Did you let go? Did you extend mercy? Did you extend grace? Well, I couldn't because they just did so much. He going to say, depart from me. You have to do it his way. I don't care how bad you feel like somebody hurt you, abused you, neglected you, treated you. You have to forgive. Everything that Jesus went through, everything that he went through. You know the story, and if you don't, go and read it. But he suffered. But what was the one thing he did before he took his breath, his last breath, before he gave up to go, till he gave up the fight? Really wasn't no fight. He was just, he knew that's what, he was created to do. So what did he say? He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not. They don't even get it. They don't even understand it. They don't even know what forgiving is going to do for them. They don't even know what letting go is going to do for them. They don't even know what extending grace and mercy is going to do for them. We have to get to the place where we let go, where we walk away from. God said, he said simple. Some of his instructions, they're simple. They're simple. And yet still, we find it hard to do. We fight. We don't want to do it. They done us so wrong. They did me so wrong. They said this about me. They said that folks gonna talk about you until you get out of here. So you might well to obey God. You might well to obey God and live the life that he has for you to live. What that reading said, let me see if I can find it right. We may be guilty of blaming people or circumstances for trials and tribulations that are actually rooted in our own obedience. Some of us have blamed other people for decisions we've made, for directions that we went in. We've held other people captive. Why? Because when you can blame someone else, you don't have to hold yourself accountable. If you blaming someone else for every decision you made that wasn't good, when are you going to hold yourself accountable? Some of what you went through, some of what you're going through is rooted in your own disobedience. He said we all going to go through difficult times. So there ain't no reason that me pointing the fingers at you and you pointing the fingers at me. And I thank God because, I was guilty of that. Come on, let's just be transparent. We all have a past. We all done went through things with our parents or with our siblings or, whatever the case may be. And sometimes when you grow up in life, you start blaming why you did what you did, why you didn't go to college, why you didn't go into the Air Force or Navy or whatever the case may be, why you didn't get that job, why you ended up on alcohol, why you ended up on drugs, why you was fornicating and committing adultery. Sometimes we want to point fingers at why we did those things. But sometimes you were just disobedient and you just did what you wanted to do with that entitlement attitude and got yourself in a mess, got yourself in a situation. But you got to stop blaming and holding someone else responsible for the choices you made with your life. Your life. You made the choices because that's what you wanted to do. That's where you wanted to go. That's where you wanted to be. That's who you wanted. And when we do things lusting after the flesh, we get ourselves in a mess. It's nothing that God can't deliver us out of, because he's a deliverer. So I thank God that I had to get to the place that I had to stop pointing the fingers, that I had to stop laying blame. And I had to realize the choices I made was the choices I made. Now, I'm not going to say sometime when you go through things growing up, it don't have influence. But it shouldn't completely, totally shape your life. Because when do you step up and take accountability and responsibility for your own life? That's what I had to do. That's what I had to do. I had to hold myself accountable for decisions that I made, for directions that I took. Because you know what? I realized I didn't benefit by blaming no one else. There was no benefit in pointing the finger at anyone else. But the moment I start holding myself accountable, that's when I gave God something to work with. And that something was me. As long as you continue to lay blame and point fingers, God can't work with you. God can't help you. Because why? You're not accepting responsibility. When Adam and Eve was in the garden, he said, Adam, wherefore, you know where you at? We always meet right here, where you at? There he is, he hiding in fig leaves. That left the evidence. We leave evidence of what we done did, of what we doing, or what we done. But when God said, Adam, where are you? He knew where he was. But he wanted Adam to know where he was. So we have to be careful that we don't get ourselves in situations that we use alcohol, we use drugs, we use adultery, we use fornication. Whatever your fig leaves have been. If we learn to just obey God, it'll keep us out of unnecessary trouble. So, and the woman that Jesus met at the well, he said, where's your husband? I think he said she had 4 or 4. And he said, well, the one you with now ain't even yours. He brought her back to her current situation. She was trying to deflect. She didn't, he knows all things. He said, well, what about the one you with now? That don't even belong to you. God likes to keep it current. Sometimes we be trying to go back into the past. He said, no, I'm talking about right now. The one you with now. He said that one right there don't even belong to you. So what do you have that don't belong to you? Who do you have that don't belong to you? Sometimes we need to pray and ask God to help us to get out of the situation that we've gotten ourselves into. We need to pray and ask God to help us to let go of some things that we need to let go of. We don't have to walk around shamed, embarrassed. All we got to do is pray and ask him to help us. Even though Adam tried to blame Eve, he was in control of his own mouth. She didn't pry his mouth open and said, take a bite of this. She walked up to him and said, hey, this is good. And, I guess it was enticing to him. He took a bite too. So, you can't be blaming people, because there's consequences. Even though you try to blame someone else, there's consequences for your disobedience. Even though she did offer it to him, entice him with it, however way you want to put it, God still punished him individually. So laying blame doesn't help, doesn't work. You're going to be held accountable for what you did, your actions, how you lived, what you did in your body, in your temple. We all are held accountable individually. I can't blame you. You can't blame me. Although he tried. God said, no. You wasn't forced. There was no gun up, pointed at your head. That's what you wanted to do, and that's what you did. And for that, there's consequences. So God wants us to just obey him. He said just simple obedience. He said obedience is better than a sacrifice. Obedience is better than a sacrifice. I got to get off here. I pray something was said that would touch someone's heart on this morning. This is not about judging anyone, pointing the finger at anyone. But if we want to live this thing, and we want to live it, and we want to have the life that God has predestined for us to live, we have to do it his way. There's no detours. There's many routes and back roads to go to places here on earth. But to make it into the kingdom, there's only one way. And you're not going to make it being disobedient. You're not going to make it having it your way. He's already put everything in order the way he wanted to go, and he's not going to change it for me, and unfortunately, he's not going to change it for you. So we have to do it his way. We have to go the way he wants us to go. If he say love, we have to love. If he say forgive, we have to forgive. It's for our benefit. It's for our good. So again, I pray something was said that will cause someone to just search your heart. It's not about condemning yourself. Whatever God does, he does it in love. He's doing it because he loved me. He's doing it because he loves you. So if there's anything that you need to pray and ask God, Lord, help me to be obedient in this area, because we all are disobedient in something. I know some may say, and that's okay. Like I said again, I'm not here to argue. But I believe that we all are guilty of disobeying something. So we just have to pray and ask God to help us. Whatever we need to do, whatever we need to let go, whatever we need to turn away from, whatever it is, Lord, help me. Help us so we can make it in. There's only one way to make it in. There's only one way to make it in. He said, if you try to come any other way, he said you're a thief and a robber. There's no detours. There's no back roads. There's one way, and that's through Jesus Christ. So with that being said, again, speak life over your situation, your circumstance. Don't allow no negativity. Don't you be negative. Speak life over yourself, your family, your friends, your foes. Speak life over those that have done you wrong, that have mistreated you, that pushed you aside, that rejected you, that said you would never be anything, that said you would never amount to anything, that you would never go anywhere. Speak life over them too. Be like Jesus. What did he say? Forgive them. Forgive them, for they know not. Sometimes if people known that they was pushing you into your greatness, they wouldn't have treated you the way they treated you. But because you was considered a nothing and a nobody, they treated you how they treated you. But just wait on God to reveal who he really created you to be, and you start walking in that. God is preparing you. Remember what I said yesterday. You are the table. We are the table that he is preparing in the presence of our enemies, those that spoke against us. You are the table. Until next time, everyone be blessed. Thanks for hopping on, hanging in there with me. Thank you for showing up morning after morning. It means more than you will ever know. I realize you can be doing something else with your time, but I'm grateful when you stop by and just sit with me for this few minutes that I'll be on. So God is good, and he says simple obedience. He's saying it's simple. If you want the life that he has predestined, we have to do it his way. We have to do it his way. There's no other way. He's not going to change his word for me, and he's not going to change it for you. All we have to do is walk it out. All we have to do is walk it out. Everything is already been lined up. All we got to do is just follow. Until next time, everyone, have an amazing day. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we have a right to rejoice and to be glad in it. God wants us to rejoice. He wants us to be glad in it. Until next time, everyone, be blessed.